Hello again. We're going to be talking about the tracing of blood flow through the heart. And I'm going to be basically modeling on myself, I guess. So the heart is located on the left side. So this is my right side, this is my left side. I'm just going to be using my left side because that would be easiest for me. First things first, we have the superior and the inferior vena cava. These are the largest veins in the body, pretty much, and this is taking deoxygenated blood through the different parts of the body. Inferior is towards the caudal or inferior parts of the body, basically from the chest down, and then superior is taking everything from basically the chest up, so like the brain and everything like that. Once we get from the superior and the inferior vena cava, we're going to go straight into the right atrium. Once we get into the right atrium, it's going to go through one of the first valves. It's going to go, the one of the first mitral valves, which is the tricuspid valve. Once it goes through the tricuspid valve, the oxygenated blood is going to go through the right ventricle. And from the right ventricle, it is going to enter it's going to start going through the process of being oxygenated again. But before it does that first, it's going to go through the pulmonic artery, because as far as pulmonology goes, the arteries in this case, in this part of the body, the arteries deal with the deoxygenated blood, while the veins deal with the oxygenated blood, which is flipped in the rest of the body, in the rest of the circulatory system. So once it goes through the pulmonic artery, which is a semilunar valve, it's going to go into the pulmonary artery, and it's going to basically branch off. Those two, your right and your left pulmonary arteries, are going to branch off into arterioles, and those arterioles are going to branch off into the rest of the lungs until down to capillaries that surround the alveoli in the lungs and slowly go through and quickly go through the oxygenation process, releasing any kind of waste such as carbon dioxide and obtain any other nutrients from the alveoli during the breathing process. Once that happens, the pulmonary vein is going to take back once that happens, the oxygenated blood is going to go through the venules, and then those venules are going to turn into the veins, the pulmonary veins, the right and the left pulmonary veins, which are now filled with oxygenated blood. Again, oxygenated blood, it's flipped in the pulmonary system. Once it enters the pulmonary vein, it's going to go into the left atrium, which is kind of around here. And once it goes into the left atrium, it's going to enter through the mitral valve, which is another semilunar valve. And once it enters through the mitral valve, it's going to enter through the left ventricle, which, as we know, is the largest and by far the most muscular section of the heart. So it's very essential to have a semilunar valve there so that there is no backflow, because that could cause serious damage to the heart, make the heart work harder than it has to, and also just really cause a lot of complications in terms of making of fluid buildup and things like that. That's where you start getting into the territory of pulmonary diseases and constructive obstructive respiratory diseases. Once we get from the left ventricle, we're going to enter again through the aortic valve, and everything is going to go through the aorta, which is going to once again split up, and it's going to pump blood into, again, separated by superior and inferior sections, into the brain and also into the rest of the body, where again, the artery is going to split up into arterioles, and those arterioles are going to split up into capillaries and various microscopic blood vessels to go to even the skin to properly oxygenate everything. And once that's done, it's going to go through, from the capillaries, it's going to go through venules, which turn back into veins. And then it's once again going to go through the superior or inferior vena cava, and the pulmonary cycle starts all over again. Thank you.